Hello everyone, and welcome to the sportiest stream. That was a slow intro. Welcome in! Nice to see you all. It's great to see everybody. My name is SportyFC, and well, we've got some playoff action. You guys probably already noticed if you saw my Twitter/X post, but yes, it's a Rocket League Splash Series night. We've got two matches coming to you. Two incredible matches. 4 teams. Only 2 will be able to move on to the quarterfinals. The other 2 will be eliminated. Single elimination playoffs will do that for you. Every team that has to play, sure, you might get good seeding, but you gotta prove that seeding is deserving. Well, you might be asking what teams are playing tonight. Here we go. We're starting off with a Surge Cup match. 7 Savages, Omega Dynasty. And later on, we'll get a Tsunami Cup match with Rift Esports and Aura. A big night of action. Again, reminder, single elimination playoffs. Let's actually take a look at those playoffs here. This is the Surge Cup playoff bracket. Again, 16 teams. Only 8 will be able to move on to the quarterfinals. As you guys can see, the winner of this match will play the winner of Brotherhood. Nope. Yes, brother. No, it's not. We'll play the winner of 5C Onyx Untitled Esports Red. Again, that would be for the quarterfinals. That will be for next week. Again, these teams have a lot to prove. A lot of questions, I'm sure. But I know that, again, we've seen actually a lot of teams. We've seen 7 Savages. We have not seen Omega Dynasty, though. But we have seen that Omega organization. We know how vocal they can be. Hello in chat. Tell me how you doing. Nice to see you, my friend. Again, nice to see you, my friend. Yeah, we got some Surge Cup action coming up very soon with these 2 teams. Let me get them their match lobby info. They'll be mad at me if I don't give it to them. Again, hopefully you're doing well. Tommy, it's nice to see you. And 7 Savages, Omega Dynasty. Let's take a look at those rosters as well. While I get that prediction poll kind of set up for everybody. Again, we've seen 7 Savages. We've seen them in Splash Series. We've seen them in the Amateur Gaming League. These guys are a very scary team. I believe they've ended off their season in a very positive light. I'd have to check again. Yeah, they ended off their season 5-2. One loss is going to Onyx, 5C Onyx, and 5C Tyrants. Ended their group in the Surge Cup as the #1 overall seed. So, yeah, that means that they got a matchup here against Omega Dynasty under their season 3 and 4. Again, that's what happens when you have the #1 seed. You get that kind of favoritism on the seeding, but again, I mentioned it, seeding really is only one thing. You gotta prove that you deserve that seed. We've seen some upsets this bracket before. Again, we've seen, actually, yeah, we see, again, on the other side of the bracket, 5C Onyx, Untitled Esports Red. That actually has an update. Untitled Esports Red swept Onyx, and Untitled Esports were not the favorites in that matchup. So, yeah, upsets do happen, and they can be quite strong if you're not prepared. An exciting match. And so many people, you know, again, coming into this one, and again, only half those teams can survive to the quarterfinals. It is a brutal bracket. Single elimination is brutal. You do not get a lot of time to kind of escape, but you definitely know what it. You definitely know what it, does. If you win, you move on. You lose, you're out. As again, I'm just trying to get things kind of working here. Again, I'm making sure that we get everything set up. Again, reminder, our match later tonight will be Rift Esports and Aura Esports. We've seen actually Aura on the stream a long time in the past. I'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah, these teams again. Also what helps I think for Omega here is that these teams have never met each other before, so it's really going to be just based on of who kind of starts off tonight very well. Reminder, since it is playoffs, all matches are best of 7. You got to win 4 games to move on. It's that difficult. Here in the round of 16. Making sure that we have everything set up here. So again, all of you are doing well. I see you again. Welcome to the Rocket League Splash Series Playoffs, presented to you by Invispark, Gamers.tv, and Heady Scarf Gang. You already forgot my name. I'm SportyFC, one of the casters here. I'm actually one of the OG casters. I've been in here since Season 1, back when Olivet, who were then named Astral Olivet, won the championship. Again, it's nice to kind of be here again. It's going to be just as exciting as it was before. I'm sure all of you are, again, just itching to see who will take this. Again, in the round of 16. It's only the first round of the playoffs. Next week is the quarterfinals, so it's going to get even more tense there for some other teams. Getting into the playoffs, you kind of got to adapt well. Actually, scratch that, you have to adapt well. If you don't adapt, you're not getting out of the playoffs, so you're going to have hardships. No team goes to the playoffs easy. You have to, prove that what you have going for you is your ability to adapt to what's around you. Again, just trying to get things sorted out, get things ready to go. Match lobby info has been sent, so we'll get these teams in the lobby very, very soon. Se7en Savages, Omega Dynasty. Best of 7 series to determine a winner. Again, who will be playing against Untitled Esports Red in the next round next week. Again, for a chance to go to the semifinals. That's how far, and again, finals is what every team wants to get to. Every team wants to get to, especially for Se7en Savages, who again ended their season 5-2. It was not an amazing record, but they had such a good game differential. They were able to win their group with it. And now that they're in the playoffs, the record doesn't matter. Again, that's a good statement I think Omega Dynasty can live by as well. As long as you play well, that will be what people will see. Again, you got to be able to get your wins in the playoffs when they matter most. In your regular season, sure, it might have helped you get to this point, but you got to prove that it matters, that it has really affected you and allowed you to be a better team. Because in the playoffs, things are not going to be easy as for Se7en Savages. Again, it's Geo, Game Gang, Call a Beer. For Omega Dynasty, we'll see who they have in, I guess, as a response, but again, these teams are just about ready to join on in. Again, if you guys haven't seen this team before, well, you're in for a treat. This is a very fun team. Here in Se7en Savages, I remember them being quite mechanical. I remember them being a pretty overall well-worked team. They work together very well. I know Game Gang himself is very defensive, but his teammates are not. They like to be mechanical. We'll see how that works here. Yeah, exactly what you said there, Blackjack. This is a big match. This is a very big match. Again, the Divers are a top-tier team. I know you, Blackjack, on Untitled Esports, so you're going to be focusing on who will win this matchup. Also, be a good time to kind of get your, knowledge. And again, reminder, if you guys are coming in for big matches, you've already got a Search Cup. This is GC1, GC2 matchups. These are pretty big. It only gets bigger, though, because later on we're going to have a Tsunami Cup round of 16 match. That is GC3 plus. It's going to be, again, Aura versus Rift, so that will be a fun one. Actually, it's going to be Tezukaku, Legal, coming in, as well as, I'll have to find out who else is here. Again, Omega Dynasty, really kind of get things started, but again, we got to get them in their VC. We can't have them cheating, so actually they've already joined in, so actually again we're trying to see how much of their roster here is. I believe their last player is Se7en. Actually, I think the last player, again, they aren't in chat solid. I think their name, I believe that is Se7en. I'll check anyways, because again, they have Rose, who is their coach, who can definitely talk about that. Also, I think Rose also goes by Tezukaku. Tezukaku, I believe, so. Yeah, he has two names. But yeah, it's Tezukaku, Legal, and yes, he just confirmed it's Se7en. So, let's get things going. Everybody's in the lobby. Everybody's in their voice call. That means we'll be ready for the playoffs. As actually, we have a quick call here, quick pause. Sorry about that, everybody. I was gonna get us in the series, but yeah, these guys calling for a quick pause. They're having some issues with one of the voice calls, which means we can overall, I think, get things underway. Give me a quick moment to set things up for this. Again, it's best of 7. Welcome to the playoffs. We had a Riptide Cup match yesterday. Today, we're moving into the Surge and Tsunami Cups of the Rocket League Splash Series Season 4, presented by Envious by Eddie Scarf Gang and GamersOn.tv. It's 7 Savages, a top-seeded team going up against Omega Dynasty. You're happy just to be here. A best-of-7 series. All of what you did in the regular season does not matter anymore. What matters is you, the field, the team in front of you, and getting wins. A best-of-7, a matchup that will determine where you go. And Omega Dynasty, 10 seconds in, are already up by 1. Se7en went for that touch, couldn't get it. And Legal with so much space, 7 Savages gave him the opportunity to shoot, and Legal will make sure that goes in. Goal 1 for Omega Dynasty. They don't even really need to get themselves off to a quick start. As Legal now, looking for another beat by Colabir. Again, I mentioned 7 Savages. When this team can get themselves in space, the mechanics will be of use. And, well, we'll have to see if they can get themselves in the face in the first place as Geo look past Legal. That's in the midfield already. Se7en jumping to it. Omega Dynasty are not letting 7 Savages out of defense. Playstyle that itself is very risky, but in the playoffs, you'll have to take risks. And the playstyle, I actually really like that suffocation style, where you stay really close to people. It's a little risky, but again, as I mentioned, I like that kind of style. I like it when teams are willing to commit heavily to offense, trusting each other, and being able to recover when things don't go well. Now for Omega Dynasty, well, that trust is definitely there, but we'll see what happens when it continues to get tested. As Geo trying to take it out. To boost on that side wall, Geo. Left with nothing. Tezukaku with the block. Se7en jumping with, as is Colabir. Game Gang, that was a chance in front, but again, who I mentioned is probably the most defensive player on this roster. Could not get the shot there. 7 Savages will get another chance. Game Gang. Beat by Legal. Omega Dynasty will take it back to the back corner. The pressure is on here. The 7 Savages as a top-seeded team, they need to get chances, and they do right there. Colabir, 1 goal back, right in front of that from Geo. He faked that second touch, caught Omega Dynasty waiting, and Colabir will slot it in the middle of the net. No chance for Dynasty to stop that one. With that response, 7 Savages have now firmly made their statement in this series. They are here. For a lot of teams, it may take a while for them to warm up. 7 Savages, it only took them 2 minutes. Colabir, off the corner, blocked. Geo, jumping with it. Looking for the dunk on Tezukaku, he's got it. Legal up, but Game Gang's faster. In front of the net, and Se7en will take it away. Colabir jump for it. 7 Savages racing back. Geo, oh, he's committed too heavily! And Legal's got the final touch! Omega Dynasty on the counterattack! 7 Savages didn't know what hit them, and it's Se7en's illegal, and an overcommit through the midfield. In a situation like this, every mistake can count against you. Every mistake can be the difference. Se7en to the back wall. Geo hits it out. Will be challenged by Legal. Geo sends it to Game Gang. A chance to shoot. He's missed it there. Colabir near post. That one stopped by Se7en. And for Omega, I'm surprised they haven't had to play more defense. Maybe it's a compliment to just how well they've actually been able to start off this series. Again, for being a lower seeded team, for being a team that is expected to kind of roll over here, the 7 Savages, they are not doing that at all. They are, accepting their placement in this bracket. And in fact, instead of, worrying about the fact that they have to play against such a good team, they're using it as an experience for them to make a statement to others that they are ready to dominate the playoffs. 7 Savages have not been able to get much offense, and while they do continue to challenge, again, the mechanics that this team has been able to make a name off for themselves have really not been able to find its spaces. Look away from Omega Dynasty, 7 Savages playing much more aggressively than I think they like to. Up for offense, you can see a lot of times they're getting caught out of position with just, a few players too high up. While they continue to try to attack that back wall, I think all they have is 1 touch and it's the other way. Tezukaku, no double tap, and will be hit to the corner. Legal. Game Gang bumps. Geo's gotta get to it! And he didn't jump for it! Se7en's gonna make him pay! Another for Omega! And for Gio, he has to jump here. No exceptions, no questions. But he doesn't. He makes the mistake. And Omega Dynasty are quick to make sure he will recognize that. 3-1 scoreline. And in game 1, for being, again, such an underdog team here in Omega. Oh, they are definitely not playing that way. This is a team full of confidence. Se7en Savages are getting quite surprised here by just how well Omega is playing against them. They're playing fast, they're playing aggressive, they're getting in the face of their opponents. Se7en Savages, well, they do have one goal. It's to free over Omega Dynasty. I think we know which team is truly in control. There's Yukaku. What's the side wall? Put one on target. It's gone just wide. Colabeer's clear. Lego's got it open. Gio's got on the way, but almost a 4th goal for Omega. They're still searching. Se7en. Blocks by Game Gang. There's Yukaku. Colabeer. Off the back wall. Multiple touches. Just trying to keep it close. Trying to get his team upfield. There's still 40 seconds left for Se7en Savages to come back in this one. They've got to make that time count in the early, but the lack of offense this team has displayed, I'm worried for them, but that is a good shot. Maybe their worries are gone. Game Gang. Look at this from Gio, just to stick with it. He applied glue to the front nose of his car. Omega Dynasty would be forced to 50 in a situation they'd rather not. Now Se7en Savages only 1 goal away with half a minute to go. Colabeer. Gonna get this one quickly past Lego, but he's already up for it. Gio, though. To find Colabeer. Se7en with the block. Game Gang, he's actually lifting the midfield here. Lego, fake on Gio. Tezukako's missed. Se7en was just trying to slow the play down. He looks for Lego, who let's get that tip, but Se7en Savages, maybe a chance for the upfield. As Tezukako's waiting. Challenged by Game Gang, it's off the back wall. Jump ball in front. Game Gang, past to Colabeer. He's kept it up here at 0 seconds, but Omega look to ground it, and they will. Right off the back wall, Omega Dynasty. End game 1. What a start for the underdogs. Again, for so many teams like this, you tell them they need to start off well. Well, that is exactly how you do that. A perfect start for Omega. Really setting the pace here for Se7en Savages that they have to meet. Again, while this is only game 1, all Se7en Savages still have a lot of time to adapt, and I know they will. Omega have really been able to put Se7en Savages on the back foot early, and again, that is a statement for a lot of other teams that they are willing to play in the playoffs. They're willing to surprise you. In game 2, Se7en Savages need to make adjustments, need to make changes. This is a 7-game series, but it will not be that way for very long if they're not paying attention. And again, that is going to come from them being able to adapt to what Omega have in store as a passing play in front for Se7en. He ran out of boost. He didn't have enough to get to it. Trying to get another chance, but Gio's got the block. Gio, one-on-one with Legal. High flick. Se7en getting chased. He's still been able to make that challenge. It will go to the back wall. Here's Yukaku. Ooh, he didn't get a very good jump, and in front goes Game Gang. They're looking for the pass across, but Colabeer's demoed. Omega Dynasty will take it out slowly. A lot of boost on defense. Used a lot of it on that initial challenge, but they're still playing well. Just at least at keeping that boost, at relying on those boost pads. Again, what really it does help them though to catch the Se7en Savages off guard when Se7en Savages commit aggressively for plays. They like to send multiple players up. It does mean that they can get caught though if Omega Dynasty their defense to offense transitions well. Midfield can really be where they find success here in Omega as Legal. Dribble. Now pass to Tezukaku. Colabeer. Se7en off the sidewall. Game Gang. In front, Gio. Blocked by Legal. That bounce will mean Colabeer has it. Se7en Savages looking, again, to take it to the air. They were trying this last game. They had no success in doing so, but, well, they found a little more space here to Omega when Omega is just continuously getting their boost stolen. It is more of a question of their boost management than how well Se7en Savages are doing at actually taking it. Omega use a lot of boost for every single challenge they make. Again, this is a team that likes to stay close to play, and, well, that's not going to be an easy play style on defense, and Se7en Savages have and able to recognize when they should and shouldn't challenge. He's like Oliver there, let Se7en go for it, knows he doesn't have to make a touch, and it falls in front for Gio, who smashed it to the top right corner. Se7en Savages in the lead to start off game 2. There's Kalabir. Fake under 1. Se7en's got it out, and here comes Legal. 1-on-1, but what a block from Gio. It immediately cuts that angle down, recognizes the boost situation that Omega's at. They're at such low boost totals so often. It's tough for them to make those final touches. Again, it's all going to come from their boost management rather than how Se7en Savages take their boost. Because Se7en Savages haven't really relied on too much on taking boost. It's been on Omega to make sure that they don't use too much of it on too many of these plays. Again, they love the challenge. They have to recognize that not every play is worth challenging for. But Sezukako is just deleting Se7en Savages off the field. Eagle takes his time. They get through Game Gang. Se7en. Kalabir trying to send it away, but he's hit it a little too heavily. Sezukako off the back wall. Kalabir doesn't have it. Legal. Trying to drop it in front for Sezukako. He's got through. It's on the net. Se7en! Right in the back. Omega Dynasty infiltrate the defense. Challenge after challenge, they win. And finally, they get their chance. And Se7en won't make mistake. Omega Dynasty to tie it up at 1. And for a team that has struggled to get upfield, that will be a sigh of relief. Omega. No, game 1 was not a fluke. They knew what they were doing. Game 2 is just going to prove to be a little more tougher for them as Kalabir won't get it. He's forced Legal to miss. Game Gang now. Will only be able to see Se7en get that one away. Gio, not a strong touch. It's going towards the net. Kalabir will have to reach in to get there. Omega Dynasty looking for another chance, but they have overcommitted. Game Gang. The interesting flick. Sezukako can leave it in the midfield. Double commit from Omega, but they will get the 50. And Se7en Savages, oh, what a fake from Gio. Again, you don't have to challenge everything to find success, and Se7en Savages, I think, are realizing that that is the way that they're going to have to beat Omega, is realizing when they should challenge and when they can let Omega go for it instead. Sezukako off to the corner. The bouncer, Gio, bumped away. Se7en to Legal, infield! And the lead will flip to Omega! Resiliency on full display! An infield pass from Se7en. Legal knows exactly where to put that one. 68 seconds left, and Omega now puts Se7en Savages on the hot seat once again. Off the corner, Sezukako to take the lead again. Gio's missed. Se7en will not be able to beat Kalabir. Sezukako misses it. Gio all alone. Legal. He'll force that 50 out. Se7en Savages were comfortable with that 1-goal lead, but now they recognize it's not enough for them. Omega Dynasty will look for more. Se7en. Infield for Sezukako. Game Gang jumps early. Now Legal drives it under Gio. He's got an infield option. He'll pinch it in there to Se7en. Kalabir will keep it out. Se7en and jump in another one of these plays. It's a lot of Se7en and Legal who are trying to mix things up on offense. As Legal doesn't make the touch there, Se7en will keep it out. He's been involved in so many of these plays in that midfield. He's allowed his teammates to hit the back wall. He'll jump in front trying to make those 50s. And Omega Dynasty have found a way back in game 2. 10 seconds left. Se7en Savages. Maybe one more chance that they can get it. Gio, 50. This will stay up from Kalabir. Sidewall. Maybe a chance to do a solo effort. Infield. This one will be dropped to the ground by Omega. And now they lead by 2. Omega Dynasty were 1 goal down. They brought it back with that resiliency. And again, Se7en Savages cannot find a way to really get that momentum. As the favorites, you didn't expect this from them, but that's a rough match for them again. When it comes, again, the Omega organization has had mixed success in the playoffs. They have 3 teams in the Surge Cup playoffs. Of those 3 teams, Omega Blackout were able to make it through, and Omega Fury were not. They want to go 2 for 3 here, and Omega Dynasty, they're only 2 games away from doing that. Game 3 on the horizon. So much tension, so many questions for Se7en Savages. They haven't brought any answers, but now is, now is a great time to do that. Se7en Savages have been silent on offense. Omega Dynasty have taken notice. As we move into Game 3, the questions present themselves. How will Se7en Savages respond? In Game 2, they scored early, but ever since they did that score, they just didn't get anything else. Look for a team where I've mentioned about their mechanical offense to see that offense just completely disappear. Omega Dynasty will look to keep it that way. They've done well at keeping Se7en Savages in the backfield when it comes to where they can shoot. Well, they have had to play a lot of defense at Omega. Well, they've had to deal with a lot of pressure from Se7en Savages. I mean, they're perfectly fine with that. That's their key. That's their kind of, path to success here. They'll let Se7en Savages go to offense, but they'll prevent Se7en Savages from actually doing anything with that offense. And that's a pretty strong play style that they've been able to succeed on so far, although it does raise questions about how much offense they'll get. They didn't have a lot of it last game, only 5 shots. And if they rely too heavily on their defense, they'll be stuck in their own backfield. Place you cannot be as pass to Se7en. Omega upfield, Tezukako. Oh, he could have shot that one. He just went a little too early for it. He was maybe expecting a challenge early there. Again, Se7en Savages have been relatively patient on defense when it comes to those plays. They, again, have found a lot of success waiting on challenges from Omega Dynasty. Omega Dynasty, I mean, their ability is just to challenge whenever they feel like it has really kept Se7en Savages in a tough position, and Se7en Savages, again, need to rely on being able to steal the boost. I mean, Omega Dynasty, again, use so much of it. You can somehow deny them from that option. That's going to really keep them back. Tezukako. Infield pass, gonna find Se7en! Oh, they connect again! Tezukako to Se7en! Omega Dynasty, if you thought that infield pass from last game was solid, well this is even better! Untouched, Omega Dynasty will smash that in inside the first 2 minutes. In the playoffs, well, we asked who was gonna be ready out of these teams. Se7en has made his statement, as now he's got a second one! A clear down the field! Se7en makes himself known! And if you didn't hear about him before, well, you've heard about him now! 2 goals, quickly! Omega Dynasty! Another statement play! And Se7en Savages, well, they don't know what hit them. Another chance, legal, double tap. Couldn't get that one. Tezukako, near post, in front. Se7en almost made it free. It hit off the crossbar. Se7en Savages, well, you're happy that that one stays out. They've really been struggling at keeping Omega Dynasty away from these infield passes. They haven't been able to challenge so easily on the corners, and well, Omega Dynasty have realized that, and playstyle that actually has been really successful for them again. So many teams need to rely on that as now. Oh, what a stop from Se7en. He's even got a second touch. Game Gang can't challenge because of it. How many times on defense you focus on the save, but you gotta focus that there's another step to keeping the ball out of defense, and that is the clear. Preventing a follow-up touch. Saving the ball can only do so good for a few seconds if you can't, prevent the other team from getting it again. As now, a demo, Geo, redirect, Se7en. They'll keep it away from Game Gang. Legal. The corner. Geo taking the boost. Omega Dynasty are starting to get starved here, but oh, some great patience from Se7en. He's got past 2 players with that one touch. Now I play off the corner. Tezukako infield for legal. He's beat by Geo though, and Omega got to go all the way back. Only 1 play on offense, and Se7en Savages are not happy. They want to get themselves on the board. They've been able to do it so many games, but just haven't been able to do enough with offense. The shooting is still one of the struggles for this team this game. They just haven't been able to find their way in front of that net, as Omega just continuously prevent them from doing so. And a lot of it is just Se7en Savages realizing they need to get those passing plays to connect. And Omega Dynasty, we've seen how well they perfect those plays and how good they are. And obviously with how good they are actually creating them, they'll be pretty good at stopping them too. As oh dear, an own goal! Tezukako jumped for it, but Gio will be given credit. And this one, Tezukaku, he realized that Se7en wasn't going to get to this, but he could have jumped to that a lot better. He jumped a little too close to player. And for Se7en Savages, there's some hope here for them in Game 3. I think the series is far from over. The Omega Dynasty holding the lead. You gotta make a statement. And Omega, well, they're gonna let you attack them. I mean, we've seen just how willing they are to let Se7en Savages attack. They're just gonna make sure that that attack fizzles out before it ever becomes dangerous. This game, gang. No boost, and look at this Omega letting him walk to that back wall. He's gonna throw himself out of danger as Tezukaku to Se7en off the back wall. Gio now. 70 boost off the ceiling. Second touch. Oh, legal is already there. Se7en Savages. I mean, you think a solo play like that is going to garner respect from the defense. No, not at all. Legal immediately knows what he's doing and stops it dead in its tracks. Mega Dynasty with confidence, but they've got to keep it going as Colabir. Oh, that was given to him for free. Omega Dynasty. Let Se7en Savages walk to the net. Legal didn't go for it. Oh, and that is a mistake you cannot make. It's the playoffs. Teams will score that whenever you give them the opportunity. Se7en Savages will say thank you. That is a gift with a bow and wrapping. Omega Dynasty. Wait a second, a mistake! Oh, Tezukaku! 5 seconds left! He sat back for most of this game. Only 2 shots this so far, and yet that second one could be the difference maker. Right off the kickoff. Omega Dynasty. And a little extra suspense to this one. 0 seconds, it will hit Gio, but he will get through legal. This will bounce to the ground, though. Omega Dynasty have quadruple match point. A goal with 5 seconds left from Tezukaku. And that's goal. That goal is the difference maker. 7 shots to 2. Omega Dynasty will win again by another very close margin. At this point for Se7en Savages is all hope lost. It's a very tough thing to come back, especially, in a reverse sweep, but we've seen teams do it on this stream. We've actually seen teams do it twice on this stream. Se7en Savages didn't want to be the ones to make that kind of history, and yet they now are forced to have to try to do that. Omega Dynasty have taken total control at this point. The shooting haven't been in their favor every single game so far, unless Se7en Savages can make adjustments. Well, this is going to be a very tough series for them. Omega, the underdogs, a 3-4 team against a 5-2 team, the team that just barely made it to the team that, took the #1 seed. And well, Omega Dynasty is making an example of this high-seeded Se7en Savages. And they look to do this one more time. Game 4, a score reset. Omega Dynasty only 1 game away from upsetting one of the top teams in this bracket. All they have to do is, again, take 1 more game. This game could be it. But they have to play, the way they have done all series long. They've got to continue to improve. Se7en Savages will play with their season on line because it very literally is on their line. And that dunk will help them. It rolls into the back of the net. Gio fights through the defense. He gets past Tezukaku. He takes the slow challenge on legal. Se7en Savages, a goal needed, a goal earned. But they have to continue that. We've seen them score before. We know that 1 goal won't be enough, as maybe they'll make it 2. But Colabir couldn't get to it. Legal. Team over with Tezukaku. Game gang, back past the Colabir. And Se7en will let it bounce. You're going to be seeing a lot of this from Se7en on that back wall. He's really done well to plant himself back there to prevent any Again, solo efforts from 7 Savages. He recognizes his team's mechanical ability. He knows that it's really going to be up to him to prevent that if he's sitting that far back. Now he's going to try to push himself up. Colabir. Legal to beat. Geo now waiting for that ball to land, but that will prevent him from seeing that opportunity. Game Gang though in the midfield. Geo, that should be 2. It will be 2. Omega Dynasty will fail to really get back in time. Se7en's touch needs to be better, needs to be lighter. He doesn't give his team enough to get back on the defense and get to that 50. And as such, 7 Savages will score. A bad start for the Omega side. They trying to realize that their playstyle has been slowly getting beaten here by 7 Savages. And a response is needed! Oh, what a response! Se7en brings it right off the kickoff! And that is just exactly what they needed. A confidence booster here in Game 4 on Utopia Coliseum. Se7en's double tap. Omega Dynasty. Well, that is what they needed. And 7 Savages now. Well, now they're being put on the back foot. In front for Legal. Gets through in front. Game Gang gets there. As Ukako, he's overshot it. He had a chance to shoot and he panicked. He went too quickly for his own good. Still, Omega pushing through. Geo going backwards, just trying to slow the play down. Colabir. Upfield, Geo with space, but Legal will cut it down. Game Gang. Forced to jump now. Dunked by Se7en. Legal. And Omega. Confidence reignited. As Yukaku. This game will hit its halfway mark. Omega fighting to come back into this one. Tie it up. They look like they will be able to do it at any point. It feels with this kind of confidence. But they've got to make sure they don't overdo it. They don't overplay. They don't overstay their welcome. Tezukako off the back wall. Second touch. In for Legal. Colabir will meet him. Omega. Another chance. That's stopped by Game Gang. 7 Savages being pushed all the way back and over again. As Geo. Legal has that demo. But no one following. Omega sitting far back. Not trying to take any chances. They recognize that there's still so much time left for them. And, well, they don't need to overcommit just yet. As Tezukako. Legal with the pinch. Se7en. It's around Geo as he's overcommitted there. He'll take that boost, but Se7en looking in field. That one clear from Geo, but 2 committed for 7 Savages. Tezukako. Legal now. Omega. Trying to infiltrate the defense through the corner. Now an infield attempt. Legal won't have it. Colabir. Game Gang, he's ran out of boost. That means Omega go again. Tezukako. Legal. Infield. That's just wide. Colabir missed. Se7en. Near post. Colabir's got there. Again. But 7 Savages, how many saves can they make before they give up that play? Playing defense over and over. It's not going to be one that they may be able to hold on for very long for. But they're playing that style, they're playing it well, but in front, as Ukako, what a save from Game Gang. On the goal line, he comes up with a 50. But Omega are still searching. Se7en off the ceiling. Bounce down, Geo clears it. There's Ukako. 50 by Colabir. And Omega sent all the way back. Once again. That one pitched in front, Legal. Almost beat by Geo, but he will keep it out as Tezukako. It won't be Colabir. It's off the back wall from Se7en. Tezukako doinks it. In comes Geo trying to keep it out. He's not going to get dunked by Tezukako. Legal, though, will force him to have to give up the ball. As Omega tries again. Geo now with space. Maybe a chance to try to seal it. In front, Colabir. Oh, what a shot! Colabir! 19 seconds on the clock. 7 Savages have life in the series. A redirect off a perfect pass on the sidewall. And 7 Savages are fought back valiantly. They've been able to force us to go to Game 5, but here comes Tezukako. It's open. It's not saved by Colabir. 12 seconds left, and I may have stated it a bit too soon. A mistake from Game Gang on the weakly of the back wall. That is on that Tezukako won't miss. Omega. 12 seconds, maybe enough time for 1 or 2 shots on target. They need to make them count. Tezukako speeds, it's open! Legal! He's missed! It was open! Legal! With the biggest error of the series! How on earth did he miss that one? He could have taken his time, he could have slowed it down. Legal! With a mistake that will cost his team this game. And that will force them to go to Game 5. 7 Savages marching back in the series. And with these chances they've been given, well, I have a feeling that they can definitely make them count. Mistakes from Omega, they just didn't react properly. Their playstyle is not, has stopped working as well. They need to start to think more smart rather than try to throw everybody at every single challenge. 7 Savages have forced them to play that way. 7 Savages, again, they will be forced to make that response. And again, they did it there in Game 4. They've still got to do it in Game 5. The series is still very much against them. Omega and have learned more about 7 Savages, probably realizing that this work is going to be a lot tougher than they think. As Calabear to the corner, and oh man, I triple commit. Geo not on. It's really awkward in front. Omega scrambling on defense. They're not as comfortable as they thought they would be. And oh, Tezukako just trying to hit it away. He's only got hit it out for a second though. As Geo to the back wall. Se7en will wait for it. Tezukako jumped early. He's missed that ball a couple times, and Tezukako is trying to play, I think, a bit too fast for himself. He can take his time. He can try to take things slow, and look what happens when you do that. Look what happens when you kind of analyze a challenge before going for it. Success is there for Omega. And Legal will put it in the back of the net. Omega Dynasty been able to score first in this one. Really, again, got to set the pace quickly here against 7 Savages. But again, my biggest concern is Tezukako, just how fast he's trying to play. He's playing too fast for himself, and if he doesn't realize he can just slow down a little bit and take a second before he challenges, he is going to make a mistake on defense that will prove to result in a goal against. Omega, you don't have to play fast to win games. You just got to be able to play decisively. That's the kind of speed that really is going to keep teams on their toes. Not the overall pace at which you play. Making the right decision, as 7 Savages did last game, is what's going to really, determine who wins. As in front, Se7en trying to get that one. Game gang across the field, but it's actually a bit too heavy. And Legal's going to hit it away. Omega. Oh, that's a gift there. Tezukako. Well, put it in the top right corner. 7 Savages. And just complete miscommunication on defense. Game gang and Geo both thought they had it. They ran into each other. Omega Dynasty will make this too. And Omega, they're going to look to add as many as they can as a demo. Open for Tezukako, and no questions about it. Tezukako's not missing that one. It's 3 goals for Omega now. And that offense just continues to bring itself into this game. 7 Savages have, not been able to react. They've not been able to get offense. Omega, this is a response to what happened last game. Another for Tezukako, a hat-trick for him. 3 goals for Tezukako. Omega Dynasty have just absolutely destroyed 7 Savages at the start of this game. I don't know what 7 Savages are going to do, but they have not done anything yet to this game to really, prove to anybody out there that they deserve to go to Neo Tokyo. Even in Game 4, they won, but it was a 1-goal difference. It was not as pretty as it could have been. And, well, they've been tested quite strongly here by Omega. And, well, they failed that test so far. They still have, half the game to go, but, well, every play is just falling in front of that here for Omega. Unless 7 Savages can really break away, they're not going to find enough chances in the end of this game to really warrant themselves coming back in here. They've failed to get 4 shots in some of these games. Get 4 goals in 2.5 minutes remaining. That's going to be a tough one for them. Se7en, he hits it the wrong way there. Calabear will take it. Game Gang looking in the midfield. Tezukaku beats Gio. Now he's tanked that 50 from Colabir. Into it is Se7en though, and you look for an infield pass. Legal jumping shots off the bar and in. And I mean, they had that play drawn up ever since Tezukaku was on that sidewall, was calling for it. He knew where Legal was. He knew he was open. And he found his teammate in perfect space to get that one. And Omega Dynasty just are playing perfectly. 7 Savages just cannot stop them at this point. As Se7en almost made it 6. Colabir dunks by Legal. Omega Dynasty, I mean, another infield pass and another goal for Se7en. It's his first of the game, but it's definitely not his first of the series in that kind of manner. And so many times, Tezukaku is just the one who makes that assist. He goes to the corner, he forces 7 Savages to focus on him, and then that's when he dishes it off to Se7en. And this for Omega Dynasty is a real statement, not just to 7 Savages, but to and not just to Untitled Esports Red, to everybody in the Surge Cup. This playoff is where they're going to shine. And this is where you have to fear them, because they're bringing this extremely suffocating style offense, and if you cannot deal with that, you're going to struggle against them. 7 Savages obviously haven't been able to deal with that at all this series. As Omega with the infield attempts. That's one from Se7en. It's 7 goals. Omega Dynasty have just not stopped scoring. This is a series at this point will just continue to go on its path. 7 Savages just trying to stop the bleeding, but it's only gotten worse for them. Again, unless 7 Savages really, could have made any change in the series, they were not going to stand a chance here against Omega. And look at this from Omega. They are already upfield again. They have 7 goals. They don't need to score again, but yet they are just trying to add up as many as they can. At this point, they don't care about 7 Savages. They care more about who else is in this bracket, who else is moving to the quarterfinals, and to make sure that they recognize just how good this Omega team is. As Legal, who has to bump Tezukaku to get to that one. Final minutes at this point for 7 Savages. Just trying to let this game end, but they're not going to get that chance. Tezukaku, 8-0. Omega Dynasty on perfect form. This from Tezukaku, that is beautiful to get past both the winners in one deft play. Omega Dynasty have just, solidified their statements. And now they're just pushing the knife even deeper into the backs of 7 Savages. As Legal of Tezukaku, and it's Se7en. It's going in again. It's a hat trick for Se7en. I believe everybody. I think the only player who doesn't have a hat trick on this team is Legal. I believe Tezukaku has 4, Se7en has 3, Legal has 2. My goodness. At this point, double digits doesn't seem all that far off. And this is an absolute beatdown from Omega. To be, again, I have a stat sheet, that I use often to kind of tell you all about, different incredible stats, and blowouts is one of the stats I do track, and on the stream, my blowout is when a team scores 7 or more goals. Omega Dynasty have done more than that. It's 9, and at this point, 10 doesn't seem that far off. 20 seconds left, though, and sometimes, again, they just want this game to end. They are done for the season. This is a absolutely disappointing way to end it, and well, it comes to the hands of Omega Dynasty. It's 10 goals. Legal's put in his hat trick. Double digits. You rarely see double digits on this scoreboard. And, well, we got to see it here. Omega Dynasty, 10 goals against 7 Savages here in Game 5. Killing this team's chances over and over. 7 Savages, I mean, at this point, this is just absolutely terrible for them. And there's going to be another one. Se7en's put it in. It's 11. 4 goals for Se7en on 4 shots. When I talk about perfect form, I mean, this is perfect form. No questions about it. Legal Tezukaku assisting him so often as Omega Dynasty at this point. Oh, they're going to get another one right off the kickoff. It's Legal's 4th. 4 goals for everybody. Why not? 2 goals in the final second. 7 Savages are already out. I don't blame them for this. This game was over before it began. 12's a non. But don't let that kind of dissuade you. This was a close series at the beginning. Omega Dynasty had their work cut out for them. Everybody's got over 800 points. But Se7en Savages could even pass 150. This is one of the most one-sided scoreboards I've seen in my lifetime. My goodness. A 12 goal differential. That's gotta be on the scoreboards. This is one of the biggest blowouts of all times. My, oh my, that could not have ended more one-sided. What a series for Omega Dynasty. And yeah, let me check again. What was the biggest ever goal differential in any series I've ever had? It's 12 goals might honestly be a record. Because you rarely see goal differentials that big, especially in threes. It probably is a record for threes. My goodness, what a beatdown, what a statement. Again, that's to a lot of other teams out there. You have to watch out for these guys. They know what they're doing. Again, I believe. Again, when it comes to, I know for like my stream's history, this is not the biggest. We've had 1v1s that have been worse, but for freeze, I believe this is a record. Yeah, I'm checking every single time. I know every single time that's happened. Yeah, again, I believe this is a record on this stream. Again, I'm still checking. I'm still looking to see if it is. Because again, I've had a lot of games in my past that have been that. And yes, it has been confirmed. This is a record for 3v3 matches on the stream. A 12-goal difference is the biggest difference any team has ever had in this stream's history. Omega Dynasty, congratulations on that. It comes in the round of 16 playoffs. Of course it does. Again, that could not have been more one-sided. As yeah, we're going to get an interview here with Omega. I mean, they deserve it with that kind of a performance. Again, I'm about to take you on, so what's going to happen next? Reminder, later tonight, we've got a Tsunami Cup match. Rift Esports or Esports. Another playoff matchup. Decide winner. Again, these guys, a 4-1 series, have advanced to play against Unsettled Esports Red in the quarterfinals. With a stream-defining upsets. And here to talk about it, joining me here is Tezukako, as well. Again, Tezukako as well as Legal. Welcome in. Congratulations on your win. Tezukako, you gotta tell me about that series. That last game was one-sided, but this was relatively close to start off, and what an upset it was. You gotta tell me again about this, getting into the playoffs. How's it feel now to finally get a win under your belt in these playoffs when, you know, it's so tough to even get yourself into a good start?
Well, we started negative coming into the playoffs, so the hopes of us reaching it were pretty slim. Thankful for these guys. They held through it, and although we, on paper, not very good, I hope today was an indicator of how much we can actually play and how ball dominant we can be, especially on offense, especially the last game. We came in with a plan, a game plan, and it worked out. So we're just thankful for that, and we're moving on to the next competition.
Yeah, again, a 3-4 record. You guys have, it's pretty safe to say your guys' season has not been all what you wanted, especially in the regular season. But from the playoffs, things changed. I always ask teams about this, but for you guys specifically, you know, something changed. Legal. You had a series where you just continued to find passing plays. You assisted your teammates beautifully in so many of those attempts. Can you tell me about kind of the preparations you guys did to kind of get into the series, or, you know, what it's like to be in a playoff series? Because obviously, for you guys seem to have a lot more comfortability playing in the playoffs than in the regular season.
Well, I've had a few experiences with being in the playoffs and, you know, tournaments like that, so it really just felt good to be in a very competitive setting.
Hey, simply as that. Again, you had to feel good, and, well, you definitely did that. Obviously, also joining us here is Se7en. You were having a series of a lifetime, upsetting Se7en Savages. I mean, you guys coming in, you knew these guys were a top, were one of the favorites to win. They won the group out. Sure, it was a competitive group. They went number one at 5-2 record, but still, number one team nonetheless. what did that obviously that number one seed didn't affect you guys in any way. What were you guys kind of talking about during that series? Kind of keep yourselves going because games got really tense, really close. You guys had to focus a lot. Can you tell me again kind of what you guys were focusing on during that series?
Me? Dang.
Yes, you Saturn. Yes, you Saturn. Saturn's completely out of it. I don't blame you, man.
All we talked about was never back down, never what.
Okay.
I've seen that quote a lot on my stream, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys definitely didn't do that, and in fact, you guys took them down quite quickly. And obviously, now we'll talk about that final game. Tezukaku, a game with 12 goals in it. Again, you've actually made history on the stream with the biggest ever difference in a 3v3 match on the stream's history. So congratulations on that. 12 to, again, we've never seen a game on the stream, a 3v3 game on the stream crack that. I think crack even 11 goals, and you guys have a 12 goal differential here. Again, congratulations on that. I mean, that final game just kind of everything worked in your favor. I mean, you just specifically had 4 goals on 4 shots. You had 3 assists. I mean, Legal had 5 assists. Everybody had 4 goals actually, and again, 10 of those goals were assisted. You guys worked together perfectly. That was like the perfect game for you guys. Can you tell me about that final game? What was it that kind of allowed you guys to just be so dominant?
I think, I mean, I'm not going to spoil it too much because obviously we have to play someone next week. But with a rotation that I've tweaked and changed, opens up a lot more of the field. Because the main thing we want to, because we struggled with, is giving the opponent too much space and too much breathing room to kind of get out and set up. I created a system where it was simple. I'm not going to tell you what the simple system is
Oh,
in
please
case
don't.
someone's listening.
Oh, they are. I will let you know your next round opponents are listening until Esports Vet are here.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna say it. But because of that system and the off-putting of the rotation, their third man couldn't adjust to it properly. And then when you get like 5 goals deep into the game, from my experience with teams and experiences with losses, like that's kind of demotivating. So then opening cracks start to open, your brain tells you you're forced to score, and then when cracks open, we keep getting scored on, and we didn't lose composure. And passing is a really big thing within this game, and like as you, almost every single goal is assisted, which obviously props to my teammates because they really stepped it up. Obviously, we'd wish it wasn't closer from the start. And the game we did lose, the one before that, it was a mistake on my part because I thought the ball was in at the end of the game, but it wasn't. So that led to confusion. So we kind of bottled all that up, said we can win. We're able to win. This game plan's working, and that's the result of it.
Well, you guys won. It's 4-1, even though it's not. I know you're kind of, reminiscing about the fact that it could have been 4-0, but you still won 4-1. That's still dominance. I don't know. Again, you can't ask for much better for a start in the playoffs, especially as a team that really no one considered to even have a chance in this series in the first place. You guys have just proven that, no, you should be considered, and you guys definitely will be in your next round against Untitled Esports Red. Again, congratulations on your win, but before you go, let's get some quick shoutouts going. Let's start with Legal. Any shoutouts, any final messages here for the stream?
I'd like to shout out my 2 really good friends who are here watching me, if they want to say anything.
Yeah, let's go.
Without them, I
he's got his
would
own
not
pep rally in the
get-
background.
Yes, sir.
I love that. Well, again, shout outs to them. I'm sure they had a wonderful time watching you play in this series. Again, you had a perfect performance, as did Se7en. Se7en, anything? Do you want to say? Do you have your own pep rally in the background? I would love to hear about that.
Nah, I just got my little Uzi tapestry.
Well, do you have any shout outs? Anybody out there that you want to thank for helping you get this far?
Nothing, just shout out to these 2 guys, the best teammates I could ever ask for.
Of course, and Tezukaku, obviously, as the captain, is there anything you want to say? I know, again, you've been leading this team throughout your tumultuous regular season, but the playoffs look like it might be a shining beacon for you. Is there anything that you want to say to kind of end off this interview, to kind of finish off, what an amazing night you guys have had?
Well, quickly, I want to obviously shout out my teammates for listening to me. And although there are some mistakes and we'll go over them, I'm very, very happy. I'm also shouting out Sam. for listening to all my rotation things and kind of getting an approval before showing other people. I do want to appreciate that because that took hours to do. And the last shout out will go to Squeesh for obviously we didn't perform in the regular season, and obviously as an org owner, it's good to still have the support, and we plan to go further and further into the playoffs. And if I'm pretty sure if we have to beat his team, that's just how it is. But I want to be thankful for him, and that's it.
Yeah, and Squish is on blackout. I'm assuming, right? I'll make a blackout.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Because if he was on Omega Fury, that's really awkward. Because they didn't win their match this week. So, but Blackout definitely did, and so yeah, you might actually meet them in the finals if things go the way you want to. Again, congratulations on your win here. Thank you so much for joining Tezukaku, Se7en, and Legal. Congratulations on your win. Hopefully, I'll see you guys again next week in the quarterfinals.
Thank you for streaming.
Of course, my pleasure. That was again Tezukaku, Se7en, and Legal joining here for that little interview. Again, what a match! What a start to our night. Again, we got more action coming up. Reminder, later tonight we'll have Rift Esports or Esports. Again, that series will come up very, very soon. For now, that is it from me. Thank you all so much for joining the Sportiest stream. Again, it means a lot. It really does. Again, thank you all so much. It really is so helpful to see, and so nice to see all you joining in. Again, we're under that Tsunami Cup match coming later tonight. Again, be there for that one. But for now, I'll be offline. I'll see you guys again very soon.